What's up guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be continuing the Trailmakers Airborne expansion pack series. So last time we left off by clearing this world and getting all the triples back to their hometown, and in this episode I'm going to be going to the new island. Now if you remember from the last episode, this airship is a bit slow, so it might take a long time to get to the other island, which is why I'm going to be using a little trick I learned while playing Stranded in Space. So if you take a seat and attach a mini thruster to each corner of the seat, it creates sort of a mini drone. Now just before I go to the other islands, just to show how good this drone is, look at this. I'm getting shot from like 4 different directions, but not a single shot is hitting this thing because it's so small and so fast. Now, without any further ado, let's get to the new island. So, as you can see, this mini drone got me here in no time at all. And wow, this island is huge. Compared to the previous islands we've been on, this thing is pretty much mainland. It looks like it's a desert with a few rock mountains, and the village has a massive satellite dish. Alright, let's meet this new mayor and see what he has to say. Well, it's the Trailmaker. My name is Farah, I'm the mayor. Terry said some great things about you. We could really use someone like you. The pirates are everywhere. How am I going to restore the old satellite dish when all my co-workers have been kidnapped? Alright, so it looks like there's a few chirpos that are stuck on the satellite dish. My engineers were surveying the satellite dish, but they forgot to bring a ladder. Classic. Now they're stuck. Could you bring them back down here, please? No problem. Wow, this satellite dish is massive though, compared to both me and the chirpos. Oh no. Ah, I missed. Alright. We got the chirpos. Now, before I actually bring them back to town, I want to get this treasure chest over there. Alright, let's see what this new part is. A raw jet engine. Alright, these engines are really good for ground vehicles because they are really fast. Basically, the only downside to them is that they have a cooldown, so if you turn them on for too long, they'll overheat, and then you have to wait a specific amount of time before you can use them again. Now, before I drop these chirpos off, I might as well just get this power cord that's laying around here. Alright. Well, at least we know one thing to add on our to-do list. Build a better airship. If only I had some logic blocks, like an altitude sensor, then I can program this to stay at a level height instead of going up and down so much. Alright, so it looks like we got a suspension spring and a dragon engine and a normal car seat. Yup, so just as I thought, all these parts are for making a car. So it looks like we're gonna be building a ground vehicle to take out the next set of enemies. Alright, so I'm going to build my own car. And based on previous experiences, building a good car with good suspension that can traverse these type of hills, it's gonna take a long time. So it's time-lapse time. Alright, so here it is, the finished basic desert buggy. So this does not have any seats for chirpos to sit in. It has just a single gun and a few dragon engines. This is really only meant for exploring the desert and just in case there's a balloon or two in the air, then shooting those down. But any like big enemies this thing cannot face, and it cannot carry chirpos. So I'm just gonna go around the desert and see if there's any treasure chests that I can find, or even more power cores that I can find, and then let's see how we can improve this after I get new parts. Alright, so I've explored the desert and found a bunch more power cores and a few more blocks. So, I found a hover block which will let us build hovercrafts, which I am really excited to do, and I might even be building in this video. Next, I found a few more wheels, including a racing wheel, go-kart wheel, and slim wheel, all of which are very, very bad on sand. They have no grip at all, so I don't think I'm going to be using those. Then I found some sensors, distance sensor and speed sensor. Now, I don't really think I'm going to be using these. The one that I probably would use is an altitude sensor, but I didn't find that, so not very useful. Then I found a heavy weight block, which is basically the same as the lightweight block, but 20 kilograms more. And lastly, I found a spoiler and a few helicopter blades. Helicopters, I don't really have a servo, so I won't be building that anytime soon, but we can add the spoiler onto our car. Alright, so there we have it. This is our completed dune buggy, or desert explorer vehicle. So as you can see, it has a lot of guns just in case we run into any enemies, and it has a bunch of spoilers for good downforce so we can drive on the hills with no problem. It has suspension just like before, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So now let's actually accept one of the challenges. Alright, a pirate speeder has taken off with my scientists. It's zigzagging around the desert. You need to shoot it down to free the chirpos. Alright. There it is. This is the new enemy, the speeder. So basically what this thing does is when we get close to it for the first time, it speeds away and it drops these mines around the desert. If you go in the little highlighted orange radius, then, well, they explode, damaging your vehicle. And from what I believe, I think it has 3 levels of health. Alright, so we've managed to catch back up to it, and let's shoot. Whoa, look at that firepower. Oh yeah, also these mines, you can shoot them. There you go. If you shoot them before you hit them, then they don't damage you. Our firepower is insane though. Oh, there you go. That's what they do if you run into the orange circle. Alright, we're damaging it really well. So, it looks like after we damage it and it reaches its next level of health, it turns on a force field, which makes it basically invincible for a short amount of time, and we just need to wait for it to take it off. Shoot down this mine. You know, we're not too slow ourselves. We're keeping up to it really easily. There you go. We have taken down the speeder. Alright, so now we need to pick these chirpos up and bring them back to the town. Now, of course, this vehicle does not have any seats, so looks like it's time to build a new vehicle. Alright, so I know that I usually show my build process in a time lapse, but this time I want to keep this a surprise. I'll show some quick glances, but otherwise you'll see at the end once I'm done building. Alright, so it is officially done. This is what I was building. It is a hover bus to carry the chirpos. As you can see, has hover pads on the bottom which will let it hover above the ground, and all the thrusters are inside of this hood right here. There you go, you can see them. And of course there's a raw jet on the back, and the inside is full of chairs for the chirpos to sit in. And yeah, that's pretty much it. A hover bus. Alright, so as you can see, it hovers above the ground. It has turning thrusters, although they're not very powerful, so it has a very large turning radius. And there you go, goes forward. That's pretty much it for now because I maxed out all the power cores. In the future, when I get more power cores, I'm going to be adding a turret on top of this thing, which will make him look much cooler and function better as well. So without any further ado, let's get the turbos. Alright, so I've added the hover bus into the transform section. So for all of you that are new to Trailmakers, transform is basically like repairing, but you can just repair into another vehicle. So there's 4 transform slots, and right now they're filled with all our previous vehicles. So basically I just press a button and I transform from one into the other. Transforming is just like repairing, so we actually have to wait for the repair token to recharge before we can transform again. But I landed real quick, so it is recharged now. And as you can see, you can just turn into any creation you want. I went from the drone to the airship. I can go from the airship to the car, but the only thing is it'll transform exactly where you are. So if I transform up here, it's gonna drop straight down to the ground and crash. Alright, let's get these turbos back to their town now. Okay, let me just transform into the bus. And there you go. Alright, let's get them back. Oh, one thing I actually forgot to try out though is first person. Let's see what first person looks like in this. Oh no, first person does not look good at all, but top of seat camera is probably different. Yeah, look at that. Top of seat camera actually looks really cool. I can see the turbos behind me, I can see the rear view mirror, and I can see, well, through the windshield. I actually really like how top of seat camera looks. Alright, there you go. We dropped the turbos off and we got a rotating servo, which is, well, just what it sounds. It's a servo that helps rotate anything that's attached to it. That will be very useful for building planes, but we don't really have any other parts to build planes right now, so we're not there yet. Alright, search and rescue. It seems like my engineers have made another mistake. This time they have crashed 2 of our airplanes into each other. How are they still alive? Total miscalculation, really. Could you pick them up before the pirates find them? I'm shocked. I'm still wondering how they're even alive. 2 airplanes crashing into another at that speed? There's no way anyone or anything could survive that. Alright, so we're here and the new enemy is already attacking us. So this is the new enemy, the big red balloon. Unlike the small white balloons, this shoots explosive bullets. As you can see, they go near you and then they explode, dealing way more damage than the normal bullets of the white ones. So before we can get the triples, looks like we're gonna have to take these things out. 3 balloons. And without any further ado, let's get right into the battle. As you can see, these also have much more health than these smaller white balloons, which makes them much more harder to take down. Oh no. There goes a wheel. Okay, I'm gonna have to repair. Alright, circling back around. Let's get it. Oh no, I drove myself into a rock. As you can see, even though I have 6 smart cannons, it's barely taking any damage whatsoever. That just goes to show how much health this thing really has. And there you go, finally, we have won. We have destroyed it. And we were missing a wheel, very badly damaged, and had to repair 3 times, I believe. So not an easy thing to take down, but we did it. Alright, the Chirpos are officially in the hover bus, and I'm on my way to bring them back. This thing is still very, very slow though when it's going uphill, so adding more thrust to this thing is definitely one thing to look into. Alright, we're passing by what I like to call the Bridge of Death. Look at how many balloons there are on that one bridge. I've flown into there once with my drone by mistake, and even though that thing is so small and fast, it got shredded just because of the sheer amount of bullets flying through the air. Oh no, there you go. The bus has met its match. It is not able to go up this hill. We just need more thrust. Alright, so I went into build mode, which made the Chirpos respawn back to where they were, but I have an idea. What if I actually don't need this many hover pads? Can I just use one? Would this be enough? I'm gonna try this out, and if it does work, then that's really good because that leaves more room for thrust, which is something I definitely need. Okay, there you go. This is the newly refined hover bus. So I took away one hover pad from each corner, added one into the middle, and there are 2 more raw jet engines inside of the hood of the bus. So the way I have these programmed is that both of these will fire first, and then the one in the back is set to a delay of 1.5 seconds. So by the time the ones in the front get overheated, this one will start firing, and hopefully this should just result in a constant thrust. So let's see if it works. There you go, yeah, much better and much faster. So let's get these Chirpos back. Another problem with this creation is that, well, the front is literally flat, so it is very, very aerodynamically bad, but I think I'm just gonna keep that because it looks good. I'm gonna keep it for the aesthetics. Alright, there you go. We dropped off the Chirpos and we got a minigun, which is going to be very, very useful since that is much more powerful than the smart cannon. There you go. He said it himself, has much more bullets. The pirates will be no match for you. Alright, looks like this is the last mission, I believe. Let's see what it is. Although before I look at what this mission is, instead of having this abomination of guns, let's just switch some of these out for a minigun. Now, one more thing I'd like to do is, well, most of the balloons are up in the air, so there's not really a point of having two guns just facing forward. So I'm gonna take these two guns and put them on hinges which automatically face upward as soon as I spawn in the vehicle. Alright, there you go. Now as soon as I spawn in the vehicle, these hinges will tilt backwards, making the miniguns point upwards into the sky, making it easier to shoot balloons. So the way I did it is I took a distance sensor, put the distance to max so it's always going to detect one of these hinges, and I just hooked them up into the hinges. So now as soon as I spawn in the vehicle, there you go, the miniguns are pointing upwards. The one in the back is still pointing forwards just in case I need to shoot something in front of me, and the other two are pointing upwards. Alright, now that we've made the last adjustments to our desert exploration vehicle, let's accept this mission. Rescue the Chirpos, balloon popping. Oh, I think this is that bridge, Death Bridge. The pirates have shot down our airplane. The crew is completely pinned down on a nearby island. Take care of the pirate balloons before you pick up the Chirpos. Alright, just as I thought, it is Death Bridge. So it's finally time to take out all of these balloons. Which before probably would have been a problem with just a smart cannon, but now that I have 3 miniguns on this car, I really don't think this is gonna be a problem at all. I'm gonna shred through these balloons easily. Alright, let's go. There you go, 3 already done. Oh, need to get the one on the side. And there you go, boom, Death Bridge easily taken down. That just goes to show how powerful these machine guns are. And now that all the pirate balloons are gone, let's bring these Chirpos back home. Wait, what? I just repaired, I didn't crash. That's really weird. So usually when you repair, it doesn't count as a crash. The Chirpos still stay in your vehicle, but for some reason, as soon as I touched the bridge and then repaired, it counted it as a crash. And there you go, the last Chirpos delivered. Outstanding job, my friend. We will trust you with our slice of the ancient weapon. 2 out of 6. Or 2 out of 5. I forgot. Now back to restoring this interesting old satellite dish. Oh, I see, they're trying to fix it. Yeah, you can see some patches where there used to be holes. Thanks for saving my Chirpos. That was a pretty hairy situation there. Let's go. Moderately good aerodynamics. So those are the 1x3 aerodynamic blocks. Those are really useful as they make your creations much more aerodynamic, therefore much more faster. Alright, so that brings us to the end of this video. Now, in the next video, I'm going to be going to that new island over there and meeting that new mayor. At the end of this video, I'm going to be showing a little sneak peek of how the new island looks like, so be sure to watch till the very end to see that. And remember to like and subscribe, and see you next time. Oh, okay, so it's just like the first island, but there's airplanes in the sky? What? Yo, what?